by Coach House Garages. If you're in need of a garage to protect your car or prized possessions, Coach House Garages has just the building for you. Call Daryl Sheridan at 244-1061. Daryl will come out and give you a free on-site estimate. That's Coach House.
Welcome to the Midland Trail Conference Showcase on WMIX, sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland, Cesar Auto Body, Financial Planning Consultants, Norris Trucking, Crossroads Community Hospital, Coach House Garages, and People's National Bank. Beginning with the Coach House Garages pregame show, the Midland Trail Conference Showcase starts now.
Has his slingshot loaded up, headed into Goliath's house tonight. Welcome to Community First Bank of the Heartland's Midland Trail Conference basketball here on WMIX 94.1 FM in Mount Vernon, Illinois, as the Waltonville Spartans are playing in the final game of the Nashville Shootout this evening against the Nashville Hornets. I'm Danny Czerwinski. I'll be doing the play-by-play of tonight's game. Alongside is Chris Hugo, and he'll do the color commentary. He, the voice of the Rams, will be alongside here in just a bit. This pregame show brought to you by Coach House Garages. Tired of scraping ice from your car? Then call Daryl Sheridan at Coach House Garages in Mount Vernon. He will come out and give you an on-site estimate with a Coach House Garage. You also get a 5-year warranty because they use only quality materials and craftsmanship. Call Daryl Sheridan at Coach House Garages in Mount Vernon, Illinois. Welcome to the Assembly Hall on the campus of Nashville High School as the Waltonville Spartans continue their road trip weekend after a loss at South Central last night, Chris. They come in here tonight to take on a Hornets team that won here last night against Anna Jonesboro, getting back on track after a loss last weekend to the Panthers.
That they are, Danny. You mentioned that loss last night at Perina South Central. Those Spartans went in there on Gary Shirley night. The odds were already against their favor. The Cougars were going to be playing with added momentum because of that. Last night, the Waltonville Spartans had a tough time at Perina, escaped with a loss. And as you heard Mike Denault say on the Saturday morning sports show this morning on AM 940, sure it was this Garages 244-1061. Just under 7 minutes to go before we get this game started. The last game of the evening, running about 30, probably 40 minutes behind the scheduled start time at 7:30 due to an overtime game and the second game of the day here. However, Chris Hugo, when you look at this ball game tonight, you talk about Nashville. Their team obviously won many years, lots of games over the years under Darren Lee. Defense is their staple, and that's going to be the key tonight. They're going to have to keep Waltonville limited from running up and down the floor and making this a fast break game. Well, Dane, they're going to have to keep Waltonville from moving the ball around the perimeter, isolating their three-point shooters, because Waltonville tends to live and die by the three. That's something they may not be able to do here tonight. They're going to have to try to work it inside to Joseph Lewis. I noticed that Daniel Cash will be getting a start tonight, which we'll cover later in our Page Tax Service starting lineup. But, Danny, it's just one of those things where they're going to have to rely on an inside game, and if they don't have it tonight, they're going to have to develop it if they want to have any chance of handing Nashville a 22-3 record.
Well, when you talk about Nashville, one loss at home this year, actually two losses. Mater Dei got them in the semifinals of their NIT tournament 2 weeks ago, and then, of course, a week ago, Pinckneyville gets them at home. Two losses. Have struggled lately. They've not been playing their best basketball, but a team that's pretty balanced. We talk about Meyer, Brown, Connor, Reith, and Rajterski. It's a balanced team, and no matter who they bring in, it's balanced, and it's hard to defend the Hornets as they go in their offensive sets.
Well, it really is. You look at all the players that they have scoring for them. You have Brock Priest, for example, a kid that comes off the bench, sees a lot of time. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be those guys you have to look out for, because no matter how hard you try to contain all of their starters, you're going to have these guys coming off the bench. This is going to be Woodlawn-style depth if you want to compare to somebody. These are going to be kids that come off the bench about 8 deep. You're going to have to guard against them just as hard as you guard against the top 5.
Well, and the thing about Nashville, too, is I think it's important to understand to take on a game like this, being a 2A school, you're taking on a 1A school in Waltonville, and you're in your shootout. I think it's a good game for both teams. I think Nashville's going to get as much out of this as will Waltonville here tonight.
Well, and I'm trying to put this delicately, Waltonville is your typical 1A school. Nashville, not your typical 2A school. A lot of times they play like a 3A. That's not taking anything away from the Spartans, Danny. All that means is that this really is a David-Goliath battle here tonight from Assembly Hall. Not to mention, when you are in the land of Assembly Hall, you got to play Nashville's way, because there's just something about Assembly Hall, kind of like the SIU Arena, I will say, in recent years. Not so much lately, but in recent years, you just go in there and you can expect a loss. And to add to Waltonville's disadvantage, you're playing in a shootout against the home team.
Well, the Spartans on the other side of the coin, as we said, they won on Tuesday at home against Carmi by 2. Went on the road last night to South Central in a very difficult place to play. The Cougars winning has split the series between those two this year. Waltonville won in the Midland Trail Conference Tournament. and then, of course, lost last night. This game is big for Waltonville. What it does, when Chris, when you come into an environment like this is a prep for postseason, playing in front of a big crowd in a big gym in an environment that you want to be used to when it comes February and possibly March.
Oh, absolutely. You have this wide-open bowl-style gym, kind of a modified bowl, not exactly a bowl. You know, you're sunken in a little bit down there, but it is a bigger gym. It's an open gym, a gym you're going to see a lot of. Maybe when you go to a Trico, if you can get to a sectional. Waltonville has been there before at the regional. In 2007, when they lost to Pinckneyville in that regional championship after getting past Trico in the second round. And Danny, it's just one of those things where you come in this style of gymnasium, not only is the level of competition going to prepare you for the postseason, the gymnasium and the wide openness of it will prepare you for the postseason.
Well, we got some time here before the lineup. Let's give a financial planning consultant scoreboard update. If you're retired or nearing retirement or worried about your money lasting as long as you might, call Steve Tybel, a financial planning consultant, 242-2222 here. Chris, with a lot of scores on Shootout Saturday.
Well, all these games of the Rich Herring Classic were on our sister station WQRL. Also on WEBQ, you heard Harrisburg defeat Cairo 68-62. Marion got past Kankakee 52-51 in a comeback victory. In a game you also heard on WMIX-FM 94.9. Mount Carmel slipped past the Benton Rangers 52-40. Here at the Sports Boosters Shootout, the 9th annual edition, Hamilton County got past Marissa Coulterville 60-38. It was Woodlawn over Oakville 54-47, and Collinsville handed to Cairo again. 2 losses on the day for the Pilots, 81-60.
Yeah, I got to see the Pilots play Game 1 of the Benton Shootout today, losing to Harrisburg, as you said, 68-62. So I'm sure they're about ready to head south to get back home. They've been on the bus pretty much all day. Chris, while we got time, let's go ahead and give those starting lineups for the first time here today. As we get ready, I believe they'll probably do an anthem before this contest.
Let's go ahead and run down those starting lineups. Brought to you by Page Tax Service, Danny. Single or married, personal and or business, Lisa at Page Tax Service will handle your taxes when it's convenient for you. Call Lisa at Page Tax Service, 242-7000. First for the Waltonville Spartans, they will be wearing the visitors' uniforms tonight, decked out in red away uniforms, white numerals trimmed in blue with blue trim and white trim down the trunks. They'll be led by one guard, number 14, Brock Wheatley, in addition to another guard, number 15, Skylar Widges. And getting the starting nod tonight will be a third guard in this 3-guard, 2-forward set, number 24, Daniel Cash. Forwards tonight will be the Hound himself, number 12, Gavin Bassett, and the man with fists of fury, number 33, Joe Lewis. For your Nashville Hornets, coached by Darren Lee, former McLeansboro product that often sports the Spider-Man side. Not wearing tonight, looks pretty dapper, however. They'll be led by one guard, number 5, Tyler Meyer. They also have number 24, Sam Brown, doing time in the backcourt, while their forwards will be number 32, David Connor, their leading scorer, in addition to Zach Christmas Reese, number 41. They will be led down central by number 44, Ryan Ryterski. My apologies.
You're all right.
Ryterski. And what will be a traditional 2-guard, 2-forward center set. Those are your starting lines presented to you by Lisa at Page Tax Service. Personal or business, single and or married, Lisa will handle your tax needs when it's convenient for you. To set up an appointment, call Lisa at Page Tax Service, 242-7000.
We'll get ready here. Both teams have been called to the benches for the starting lineups. We're not sure if they're going to do an anthem first, lineups first, whatever the case may be. We're just going to hang around here and see what happens. And it's a night of red, white, and blue. The Spartans are red, white, and blue. The Hornets are red, white, and blue. And not a bad crowd on hand here tonight for being as a shootout Saturday. A lot of teams. Benton had a shootout. Nashville is a shootout. I believe Riverton's shootout is today as well, or is it next week?
That's a Love Fest.
Love Fest.
On Valentine's weekend.
Oh, my. Lots of basketball. Well, it says the 14th on my calendar, but that's another day and another story. We roll on, and we get ready for the starting lineups. I don't know what we're doing first. Looks like we're going to do lineups first. And again, Waltonville comes into the ball game after a tough loss last night at South Central. And then we have the Illinois IHSA State Cheerleading Competition. Of course, the Spartans we'll get back to basketball. The Spartans will be in the Ziegler Regional. They received a number 2 seed, and they are behind Cesar's a 1. They're a 2, North City's a 3, and Ziegler's a 4. And what could be, Chris, a pretty competitive regional at ZR.
Oh, and it should be, and it's to be expected. You have such players you mentioned, Waltonville, North City, Omaha, Enfield, the 1, 2, and 3 seeds respectively. Some not so sure about how that top seed was done, but the seeding was done after the Cesar Woodlawn game. I mean, you have to give props to Cesar for knocking off an undefeated team that's ranked in the state. And because of that victory being that night, it's obvious you have to give Chester-Valier the 1 seed, Waltonville the 2 seed, and anybody else is anybody's guess. But I'll tell you what, that is going to be a nice regional that feeds into that Trico sectional.
And you look over at the Hornets, and they may be playing in one of the toughest 2A regionals, at least that feed into the Super at Carbondale. They are the number one seed. Free Central's a 2, whom Nashville owns a win over, and then Trenton Westland's 3, Carlisle 4, and Freeburg 5. Freeburg was a 3A school last year, and I'm telling you that, Chris, to me, is one of the tougher 2A regionals as far as Southern Illinois goes.
Well, you have Bree Central in there, Danny, not just the Nashville Hornets, the Bree Central Cougars, a team that while they might not hit their stride this year, they're going to be loaded again next year with a lot of youth talent. And I'll tell you what, Danny, that's just going to be a great regional up there. And not only that, you have a Carlisle team coached by a great coach, Andy Palmer. But I'll tell you what, you never know what's going to happen come February and March.
Well, now, of course, the Hornets will feed in. That regional winner will feed into the Vandalia sectional. That sectional will feed into the Carbondale Super. And the Waltonville regional, I should say, at the Ziegler regional. The Ziegler regional will feed into the Trico sectional, which will feed into the Carbondale 1A Super sectional. But we're a long way from that right now. Actually, not 2 weeks, but as far as the Super, when we start talking into March, that seems like a long time from right now. The Spartans are being introduced, and if you look across the way, they have a pretty good crowd. Of course, the visiting side here at Nashville is, as we said, a 3-sided gym, kind of an in-ground gym. The home team has blue chair seats all the way around the bottom, and they're probably about 3/4 and 80% filled here, Chris. The visitors go to the bleachers unless you want to sit in chair seats, and they leave one section, obviously, behind the Spartan bench for those visiting seats, but really, this is a pretty nice little facility for basketball here at Nashville.
Oh, it is. Built in 1975 in the year of our Lord, Danny. It's just a great facility. They said they're going to replace the bleachers here before the next basketball season. That came directly from Bo Meyer, the legend himself. And as he was talking about that, he was able to take me on a tour of this facility, first time I've ever been here. And you know what? It's easily made my top 5.
I've had some memories here of this place, of sectionals and NITs and Pinckneyville-Nashville battles. The one that comes to mind is I sat, I think, in the last seat in the building up top in JJ, right against the rail one time, watching the Hornets defeat the Patton twins from Columbia. Packed house, standing room only, and that was the year the Hornets had sophomores, and Cruiser wasn't on that team. Broviak was a sophomore, that group that went through. And this gym's seen a lot. Seen a state title in 78, a super sectional team in 79, of course, those other runs in the 90s and 2000s, and they're going to replace the bleachers. The bleachers here are the originals, and the Hornets fans, as we mentioned, have filled up the bottom pretty well, and pretty good-sized crowd over here to our right in the bleachers as well as we await the Hornets to be introduced. They've been introduced. They have the old-time throwback socks. They all wear them up to their knees. They got the blue, red, blue stripes on them as well. Kind of nice to see a team throw back like that to those socks.
It is. That just proves how old school this program is here in Nashville. You have, obviously, Darren Lee, coached by his dad, David Lee, and I can't think of a more old school coach than David Lee was in McLeansville. Of course, he was also at West Frankfort, and help me out, another.
McLeansville.
I said McLeansville.
Hamilton County and West Frankfort.
That was it?
That was it.
Did he not do some time at JC?
No JC time. Okay. Went to one state in 84, got 4th at West Frankfort in 86 in Class A. We're going to instruct our engineer that we're going to take a 90-second break for the national anthem. We'll return to the Assembly Hall in 90 seconds. This is Midland Trail Conference basketball on WMIX.
Don't miss the store-wide cleanup sale at Newell Furniture and the General Store for once-a-year savings on all your favorites, such as Lazy Boy recliners $3.29, sofas $6.49, and Sealy plush top queen sets only $5.99. Plus, save 15% off all pictures, lamps, and accessories, all delivered free with free financing available. Stop by the General Store and save 20% off all quilts, throws, signs, candle jars, braided rugs, and purses. Save 15% off everything else. There's lots of new stuff arriving daily, and we've got great tarts for only $1. Newell Furniture and the General Store. We're cleaning up to save you more.
Welcome back to the Assembly Hall, just seconds away from tip-off here, and Chris Hugo, I'll let you give the officials who are going to have the privilege to call this final game here at the Shootout in Nashville.
I believe Steve Pouch, Jason Rhodes, and Randy the Hitman Hart.
Okay, Randy the Hitman Hart, nice. Both teams come out to center court as Jason Rhodes will move in to throw the basketball up. We get ready to go. It's Nashville and Waltonville from the Assembly Hall in Nashville, Illinois. Final game of the Nashville High School Sports Boosters Shootout. Ball tipped and controlled by the Hornets. And they will go to the north end of the gym out of the way. Nashville, Waltonville opens up with a man-to-man defense, and Nashville has the basketball. Meyer out front, dribbles up, passes right side. Gets it to Connor. Connor drives baseline, loses it out of bounds off his leg, and it'll go to Waltonville. So the first turnover of the game belongs to the Hornets.
13 seconds in, Danny. It's not too early for a turnover, but it's earlier than you've ever wanted one.
And the Spartans will bring it up. Nashville into their traditional man-to-man defense. They'll go full court. Into the front court, right side, Wheatley down to the right corner. Spins left, dribble into the lane, kicks at top of the key. Lewis, guarded by Reese. Lewis holds and gives it to Wheatley on the right side. Dribbles around Meyer, gets to the baseline. Shot blocked by Reese out of bounds. Waltonville will keep it. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. Spartans inbound the basketball. Widges to Lewis to Wheatley. Wheatley kicks it in the left corner. Bassett, he holds, guarded by Ratursky to Wheatley. Wheatley dribble drives in the corner, back to Lewis, top of the key. Nashville sticky man-to-man already. Lewis drives down the lane, throws up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Ratursky of Nashville. Hornets come the other way. Meyer into the front corner on the dribble, guarded by Cash. Cash, Widges, Bassett, Lewis, and Wheatley for the Spartans. On the left wing is Reese, guarded by Bassett, stolen by Bassett. Bassett on the break, gets around the official, goes in for the layup. Shot blocked from behind by Reese, rebounded by the Hornets, Sam Brown, and that's going to be a foul on Waltonville. Number 33, Joseph Lewis, his first, and a sure layup turns into the erasure by Nashville, and we go the other way.
Well, Danny, Zach Reese has managed to just hang around the basket thus far. Already has 2 blocks to his credit that have really not allowed Waltonville to get a good shot on.
And the Spartans will return to favor of the man-to-man. The pass goes in front court to Sam Brown. They throw it at the free throw line to Connor. They run the Bulls triangle. Layup by Meyer is no good. Ball tipped around, rebounded by Widges, and he loses out of bounds off his hands, and it'll remain Nashville basketball. Widges wearing a face mask tonight, or a guard, due to a broken nose. He suffered in a game a week ago tonight against Greenville.
How he's able to see, I don't know.
I don't know how he's able to play, because his pain threshold has to be on ridiculously high level. The Iceman gets the rebound, though. Widges gets it to Wheatley, and we come the other way. Into the corner, Lewis drives baseline, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Zach Reese. Reese tried to cut him off, but Lewis beat him to the spot, and Reese will pick up the foul.
That'll be the first team foul on the Hornets, first personal foul on Zach Reese, who again has 2 blocks and is shooting 0 of 1 from the field.
Waltonville inbounds. They throw it to Bassett out behind the volleyball line. They get it to Widges on the left wing. He's guarded by Brown. Widges to Bassett on the right wing. We're just underway. No score. Lewis for a 3. It rattles around the rim. No good. Bassett high for the rebound. Tries to throw it off of Ratursky, but it lands on his leg, and he's able to hold it. And Wheatley steals it, but it goes out of bounds and remains Nashville basketball. People's National Bank for nearly 100 years. People's National Bank has been meeting the needs of individual small business owners as well as supporting our communities. It's no wonder People's National Bank has been voted the best bank in Jefferson County for 4 straight years. Nashville quickly into the front court. Meyer on the dribble to Reese. Guarded by Bassett, tight. No score, 2 minutes into the ball game. 3 ball on the way by Brown is no good. Rebounded by Wheatley. Spartans coming the other way. Lewis on the left wing holds. He dribbles around on that side and gets it to Wheatley, top of the key, and he'll reset the offense. Nobody scored, and we're in the game 2 minutes plus. Lewis dribbling, double team. Wheatley, left corner 3 ball on the way. No good. Rebound to Nashville. Now stolen by Bassett. Bassett on the rebound, drives down the lane. Battling, gets a handle finally on it. Now he gets it to Widges, drives the paint, throws up a shot off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Ratursky. Nobody can score. 2.5 minutes in. Connor with it on the right wing, guarded by Wheatley. Skip past left side Brown, back to Meyer. 5:20 to go in the first, no score. Waltonville at Nashville. They go into Ratursky over Cash. He misses a layup. Widges on the rebound. He's fouled by Tyler Meyer. And Chris, Nashville has struggled scoring in the last couple of weeks, but Waltonville's defense has been pretty stout as well.
Danny, if you'd have told me we'd have come into the Assembly Hall tonight at 7:30, actually a little later than that, and saw this Waltonville-Nashville game, and you had told me 2 minutes and 45 seconds in we'd be scoreless, I told you you're crazy.
Wheatley comes up the right side in the front court, guarded by Meyer. We're missing to see if Wheatley gets turned and has to go to his left. Many teams have done that to him this year. Cash with it, out top of the key, picks up his dribble in a bad spot, but gets it to Lewis. Lewis between the circles. Holds, really guarded by Breeze, as his defenses for both teams make it very difficult. Bassett jump stops off the right block, and good. Gavin Bassett drove to the basket, used a jump stop to lose the defender, and Waltonville gets on top, 2-0.
Bassett proving that he's not Samson. He can cut his hair and still be strong while we're throwing around biblical references.
Biblical references on Saturday evening. As a shot by Nashville is no good. Here come the Spartans. Lewis on the rebound to Wheatley, and the Spartans come the other way. Wheatley into the front court. Bassett in the right corner. Throws it inside to a cutting Lewis. Left-hand layup, no good. Ball rebounded by Ratursky of Nashville. Quickly to Brown, who cheated out on the cherry pick. Goes up for the layup and scores. Brown released early. Nobody got back on defense for Waltonville, and the Hornets are on the board, and we're tied at the deuce. 4:17 to go here in the first. Widges with it, guarded by Brown into the front court. The Iceman gets it right side to Lewis. Inside, they go to Wheatley, posting up Meyer. His shot no good, but Wheatley is going to go to line and shoot two as Myers picked up his second, and that's a good move by Waltonville. You're posting up a smaller Meyer on a much stronger Wheatley, and he's able to get an advantage.
Well, Danny, they're doing exactly what we said they need to do. They need to try to attack the basket, get some points inside the paint, and while they're driving the basket, they're drawing the foul, they're going to do it the easy way.
Wheatley leaves the first one short. Community First Bank of the Heartland, great traditions aren't given to earn through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. Into the game for Waltonville is Brock Cabot. Checking out is Daniel Cash. Nashville on the rebound. Wheatley missed both free throws. Nashville with a basketball. Devin Mashoff has checked in. He gets to Sam Brown on the left wing, drives around Widges. Baseline help defense comes, and Cabot forced a shot. Ball on the ground, jump ball possession arrow to Waltonville. Under the 4-minute mark, Chris, 2-2. Very impressed by both teams and their defenses.
That's right. Of course, we are tied here, 2-2, 3:52 to go in the first. If you'd have told me 2-2 this late, again, I'd tell you you're crazy.
It's the kind of game that the scorekeeper sitting at the scores table don't have anything to do. 3:44 to go in the first quarter. Lewis with it, top of the key, dribble drives, and he traveled with the basketball, carried the ball actually, and now we'll turn over to Nashville.
The turnover disadvantage, believe it or not, Danny, belongs to the Nashville Hornets, 3-2.
Well, 2-2, 4 points in the game, and not much else going on. Mashoff into the front court to Connor out by the Nashville logo. To Ratursky on the right wing, guarded by Lewis, and we got a whistle underneath. That's going to be a hold on Brock Wheatley away from the basketball. He was trying to prevent Mashoff from cutting to the basket, grabbed a little jersey, and got called for the foul, his first, team second. Nashville will inbound as we have an echo in here. Reese with it, throws it inside to Brown. He goes up for the shot, and then Brown snuck through and scored. He's got 4, and that's Nashville's 4, so it's Sam Brown 4, Waltonville 2. Into the front court, Wheatley. He's guarded by Mashoff now. Gets it to Basson on the left wing to Lewis. At 3:15, Lewis for a 3 ball. It's long off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Nashville. Reese comes the other way. Lewis trying to stop the ball dribble. Here comes Connor for a 3, right corner, good. David Connor, the leading scorer of the Hornets this season, hits a 3, and it's 7-2. Nashville on top by 5.
Finally gets a shot off, Danny. It's a huge 3-point basket.
First shot of the game goes in. Wheatley with it to Lewis on the right wing. Under the 3-minute mark of the first, Spartans trail by 5. Bassett with it on the wing, and that ball picked pocket, but unfortunately Zach Reese has 2. Now, Chris, foul trouble for the Hornets. Meyer with 2, Reese with 2, and Darren Lee's got some decisions to make, and it won't take long if he makes the decision for us.
An amazing stat line for Zach Reese, and he has 2 fouls, 2 blocks, 3 rebounds, 0 of 1 from the field.
Now, Brock Reese will check in for Zach Reese. So Reese and Meyer, 2 starters for the Hornets, have 2 fouls apiece. We may not be seeing them for a while. Lewis with it on the inbound side out of bounds. He gets it to Widges. Here comes down the paint. Weissman throws up a shot. Short, no good. Rebounded by Brown. Brown kicks it to Connor over on the right wing. Here comes a 3 again. No good. Long off the mark. Ball's tipped around, and Bassett has it for the Spartans. Wheatley brings it into the front court, making eye contact with Widges over in the corner. 3 ball from Schuyler. No good. Off the mark. Rebounded by Brown, and we go the other way. Mashoff with it into the front court, right corner. Connor quickly into Ratursky on the right block. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded on the floor. Lewis grabs it, now loses it. Lewis drives in the corner, throws it back in play. Recovered by Wheatley. Lewis, good hustle. Almost knocked out a Gatorade bottle down there in the Gatorade cooler, but he manages to stay in play. Wheatley down the lane. Kicks it out right corner, Cabot. Cabot holds. Not a shooter, and he has it, holds it. Now looks to Wheatley, or to Widges. Cabot now Widges to Bassett. Bassett drives the paint. Loses the basketball. Ball on the floor. Stolen away by the Hornets. Connor coming the other way for Nashville. Dribble drive, 2-on-1. Layup, Mashoff, good. Hornets execute the break to perfection. 2-on-1, 9-2. 1:38 to go in the first, and it's been a while since Waltonville scored. It's a 9-0 run by the Hornets. Wheatley between the circles, right wing to Cabot. And he's going to be fouled. Actually, that's a travel.
That's a unique travel call by Jason Rhodes.
It is a unique one.
Good mechanics, though.
90 seconds to go here in the first. Nashville leads 9-2. Waltonville jumped out 2-0 and haven't scored since. That's been about 4 minutes ago. Mashoff with it to Ratursky on the right elbow. Now Mashoff goes on the cut to the basket. Pick and roll, no, off of Ratursky's foot. but it goes about a bounce off Cabot, and they will remain Nashville basketball.
It's actually been right about 3 minutes and 21 seconds since the last Waltonville basket.
Inbounding underneath is Brees. Nice. That's why you're doing the stats. Brees gets it in. Most dangerous man on the floor, snuck back in on the inbounds pass, but misses the shot, and Bassett has the rebound. New haircut and all, and Cabot into the front court. Cabot with it to Wheatley. 2 Widges on the right wing. The Iceman on the dribble, gets it to Lewis in the wing, left wing, and we got 60 seconds to go in the first. Widges, Lewis to Bassett. Turnaround jumper off the iron, no good, rebounded by Connor. David Connor on the break. Down the middle of the floor, goes to the right wing, going to go to the basket. Goes up and in. Nobody from Waltonville stopped the ball penetration. Connor took the opening and drove it coast to coast, 11-2.
This is exploitation at its finest, Danny. David Connor was just able to go strong side, low post off the glass and in, and he can keep doing that all night.
Wheatley drives. Wheatley drives to the basket, but he's fouled. And Brock Wheatley will go back to line and shoot 2 with 35 seconds to go, as that foul is on Devin Mashoff of Nashville, his first. That's the 5th on the Hornets.
And he's currently 0 of 2 from the free throw line. When's the last time we said that Brock Wheatley was 0 of 2 from the free throw line?
Well, yeah, he's 1 of 3 now. Makes the first. We got substitutions into the ball game. Michael Wilson's going to check in for Ryan Rytersky of Nashville. Derek Ford, and trying to find the other person that snuck in on me. Derek Ford is in. Gavin Bassett is out. Daniel Cash came back in, and Cabot is out. Second free throw by Wheatley is good. He's 2 out of 4. Waltonville has scored 11-4 with 35 seconds to go here in the first. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where great traditions aren't given to earn through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, you the official voice of Midland Trail Conference. Nashville within the front court, under 30 seconds to go in the first. They lead by 7. They're looking for the final possession of the first quarter. They also have the possession arrow to start the second, at least now. Out front, Brown gets it to Connor. To Brees, and they're going to play catch, and then they'll start their offense with about 8-9 seconds to go. And there goes Brees, drives around, gets by Lewis, loses the basketball, stolen away by Widges. Widges with 6 into the front court. Widges down the lane, right-hander shot block Connor. Ball on the floor, rebounded by Brown. Three-quarter court shot coming, it's short. 11-4, Nashville leads Waltonville back to the Assembly Hall in 1 minute. This is Midland Trail Conference basketball on WMIX. Welcome back to the Assembly Hall. First quarter in the books. Nashville leads Waltonville 11-4. And the Hornets have the basketball to start the quarter. Remember, at halftime, Waltonville fans will be interested to know where I'm going to interview Jason Hobbs, the junior high boys basketball coach at Waltonville. They won their first-round game today at State over Unity, a school that feeds into Massac County, 56-37. They're going to play Cary Mills Monday at 3:30. The Hornets have missed a three-pointer, and Derek Ford gets the rebound. And it's a travel. Derek Ford got the rebound for Waltonville, but travel trying to stop, and Nashville will keep the ball underneath their own basket. As we said, Jason Hobbs will be on the Norris Trucking halftime show. With over 28 years' experience, Norris Trucking in Waltonville specializes in local long-distance hauling, offering flat trailers, vans, and dump trailers. For all your trucking needs, call the great folks at Norris Trucking, 279-3599. Nashville inbounds the basketball. Mashoff has it. Top with Key Connor. Waltonville remains in their man-to-man defense. Dribble driving now is Jordan Meyer, and he is going to be fouled by Derek Ford, and that's a mismatch, especially when you get on the perimeter. Ford on Meyer.
Well, it is, Danny. He comes into the game, Derek Ford does, manages to get the rebound. Looks like he's going to do rather impressive out there, then draws a quick silly foul, and that's where we stand.
Nashville side out of bounds. Connor top of the key, gets it right wing to Brees. Brees back over to Connor, and they play catch. In the corner, Mashoff gets it to Brees. Now top of the key, 3-ball. Wilson on the way is good. Wilson, a name. He's had a couple older brothers playing the program as well, and he continues the good tradition of the Wilson family in Nashville as he puts his team up 10.
Little brother of Andrew, I assume?
Yes. Lampke with it. Right wing is Widges. Nashville also continues in their man-to-man. 14-4 just underway. Lewis, that's Joseph. Nothing but the feel of cotton on that one. 14-7, the three-pointer goes in. The touch and feel of cotton, as they say. And Nashville has the basketball going the other way. Mashoff with the basketball. They're looking inside to Meyer. Advantage over Ford. Shot blocked by the Iceman, Skylar Widges, and forces the turnover as a jump ball, and Waltonville has the possession. 6:38 to go here in the first half. Nashville up by a touchdown, 14-7. Widges has it, and we'll bring it up in the front court, guarded by Wilson. Wilson's all over him. Widges gets around him, no. Widges going to drive to the basket, goes up and scores, and a foul. Skylar Widges takes it to the hole. No problem by the junior.
Not at all. The Iceman able to come around from the weak side, go low post, kicks it off the glass, draw the foul, and a chance to get a three-pointer the old school way.
The next version of the Widges is at 8th grade, leading Waltonville into the Elite 8 today. So if you think they're done with Widges coming through the program, there's one more coming. Free throw up by Widges is good. He's got 3, and it's 14-10. A little run by Waltonville, 6-0 here in the quarter. Nashville with a basketball. They reverse it left wing corner. Wilson back to Brees, top of the key. Now they get it out front to Meyer. Nashville struggling a little bit as Connor has it. Now goes in the corner, Mashoff. And he traveled the basketball. Waltonville a little momentum here, Chris, and they're starting to play a little bit better.
Forcing some turnovers, getting out there, making some shots, able to do it their way. And when they do it their way, they're going to be successful.
Our way, their way. Thank you, Frank Sinatra. Into the front court. Joseph Lewis with it. He's going to bring it up the front court. And he's going to be fouled by Brock Brees, and that should put the Spartans into the bonus. That's 7 fouls. 1-1 for Joseph Lewis. Community First.
I was missing one somewhere along the way.
All right, I'll try to help you. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. Lewis at the line to shoot the 1-1. First free throw's up and good. Remember, as I said, stay tuned. Jason Hobbs, the head coach of the Waltonville Junior High Spartans boys basketball team. He's going to come over and visit us. He's here tonight, checking out many of his former players here playing in this ball game. One of them being Joseph Lewis, Skylar Widges, Gavin Bassett. All these guys, in fact. Second free throw also good. Lewis has 5 1/4, and Waltonville, Chris, the late old run here to start the quarter.
Something like that, yeah.
8-3.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
I just looked at my stats.
Sure.
Brees with the basketball, and Nashville will bring it up the floor. Mashoff, started by Cash. Mashoff gets it to Wilson. Wilson is on the right side to Meyer. Down in the corner, Mashoff back to Meyer to Wilson. Wilson holds. Right wing 3-ball, Brees. No good. Rebound, Bassett. Who is that? That's high into the air. Mr. Wheatley. Another rebound for the point guard. Wheatley brings it to the front court. 5:42 to go in the first half, 14-12. Nashville on top by 2. Waltonville staying in it. Bassett with it. Between the rings. Left wing Wheatley. Nashville in their man-to-man. Wheatley to Lampke. Top of the key. 5.5 to go in the first half. 14-12 Hornets. Cash with it struggling. Steps out of bounds on the sideline here in front of us, and a turnover, an unforced variety.
Yeah, that was a great call by Randy Hart. You could clearly see the footstep on the red line. You saw white, you saw red. I mean, it's the contrast was something you just could not miss. So that's going to be a crucial turnover here for the Waltonville
And if it was next weekend, white and red mixed pink. So, you know, we almost for a week early. Nashville with the basketball. Mashoff will bring it into the front court, guarded by Cash. Nashville hasn't scored in a while. 3 points only in the quarter, and that was by Wilson. 3-ball top of the key. But the Hornets have the basketball now. Reith with it on the wing, gets in the corner to Wilson. Back to Reith, to Petke. Now they reverse ball right corner, Mashoff. Now they get it inside to Wilson. He drives, shot, no good. Ball rebounded by Devin Lampke. Here comes the senior wearing number 1. Dribbles on the right side and steps out of bounds. And I think he got away with something, and this ball's going to go to Nashville. I think they got a break there, and Lampke was out of bounds before he got rid of the basketball.
Well, I guess it just played out the way it was meant to. That was going to be a turnover either way.
Yeah, and Nashville has it on the turnover, leading by 2, 14-12. Kevin Mashoff into the front court. Gets to the top of the key, Reith. Now they throw it into a cutting Wilson on a curl cut, basket cut. No good. Missed the wide open layup. That's 2 layups Nashville's missed. And Ford gets the rebound to Wheatley. Wheatley gets it to Cash, and if Cash cuts to the basket there, he's got a layup. However, he brought it back out. Ford in the paint gets it to Bassett. Who will score for Waltonville with this lineup on the floor? Bassett in the corner to Lampke. Lampke thought about it. Ratursky hedged out and stopped the 3, and he gets it to Ford, and that goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Nashville. And the spacing on that particular possession that time for Waltonville wasn't very good.
Danny, you mentioned spacing, and I thought it's the third time to mention there's too much spacing between Waltonville baskets, be it a field goal or a free throw. Waltonville has not scored since the 6:08 mark.
Widges is back in. Lewis is back in. Lampke and Ford are out. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where great traditions aren't given to earn through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. Waltonville is inbound with the basketball to the backcourt to Bassett, and he brings it into Wheatley. Wheatley dribble drives down the paint. Lewis on the left wing. He's going to throw up a 3-ball. The touch, the field of Cotton, and a 3 gets drained by Lewis. 8 1/4. Waltonville leads 15-14. Connor the other way for the answer. No good. Ball rebounded by Lewis. He's going to bring it to the front court, kicks it off his leg, and it's going to go out of bounds back to Nashville. And right now, Waltonville has the Assembly Hall crowd hushed a little bit if you're the Hornets fan in the contingent.
How will history remember that crucial lead change with 4:07 to go in the first half?
I don't know if you want to make it that historical, but we'll see how this first half goes. Into the front court, mash off to Reese. They throw it inside to Ratursky, working on Lewis. He goes off the kiss with the glass and scores. Ratursky has scored his first point, and at 16-15, the seesaw battle begins between Waltonville and Nashville. Wheatley brings it to the front court, and Wheatley has popped his ankle or twisted his ankle. He's down, mash off on the steal, and Wheatley is on the ground, and I don't know if it's an ankle or what, but he is down.
He is in pain. We obviously don't want to speculate what exactly happened, but I mean, he's hurting out there. Yeah, and that was just, he got going and got feet tangled up, and it turned an ankle, and he is down in front of the Spartans bench as we speak. That gives us time to give us a financial planning consultant scoreboard update. If you're retired or nearing retirement or worried about your money lasting as long as you might, call Steve Tybalt, Financial Planning Consultants, 242-2222 for a confidential review of your portfolio. Well, I've been shoving the Rich Aaron Classic down everyone's throat today, so let's stick with the 9th Annual Sports Boosters Shootout. Hamilton County over Marissa Coulterville in the first varsity game, 60-38. It took overtime for Woodlawn to defeat Oakville, 54-47. Collinsville gets past Cairo, 81-60. And right now, the Waltonville Spartans trail the Nashville Hornets, 18-15, 3:36 to go in the half, but that's not all. JV action today, there were 2 games. Hamilton County gets past Oakville, 60-42. And it took overtime for Nashville, who had a 14-4 first quarter advantage. Took overtime for Nashville to get past the Collinsville K-Hawks. Something like that. 32-25. I can't ever say that mascot.
K-Hawks.
Thank you.
18-15. Nashville on top by 3. 3:36 to go here in the second quarter. And by the looks of Mike Denault, this injury may not be good. Wheatley is up, and hopefully he can put some weight on it. It looked awkward. Let's see what they do. They're carting him off, and he's not putting any weight on it. We won't speculate on the injury. It's his left foot.
Left appendage.
Yes, and we won't speculate, but he is not putting any weight on it whatsoever. They are carrying him off into the locker room here, and they'll let the trainers look at it, but Wheatley probably won't be back the rest of the night the way it looks.
As it looks right now, but you never know when a Gibson might happen. Yeah, come off the exercise bike, come in, do something magnificent. Who knows? It's okay to dream. Of course, 18-15 is your score. 3:33 to go here in the first half. See what the Spartans can do here, Danny.
Yep, the Spartans have the basketball. Lewis with the basketball on the left wing. Gets it to Widges, top of the key, and the Waltonville reset. Nashville goes zone. Gets a different look after Wheatley goes out with the point guard out. Widges will have to handle it now. He's used to that, though. The trapping defense in the zone. Waltonville breaks through. Widges drives down the paint. That's going to be a blocking foul on Connor. Didn't get there in time, much to the chagrin of the Hornet faithful here behind us and around us here at the Assembly Hall.
That will be the 18th foul, Danny, which should mean
we're shooting 1-on-1.
I was going to say, we should still be shooting a 1-on-1. Didn't line up that way. Officials realize it is the 8th foul, and the Iceman's going to the line.
Yeah, the Iceman will be there for the 1-and-1. And with 3:11 to go, Waltonville down 18-15 here in the second quarter. Widges' first free throw up, and good. Remember, stay tuned for the halftime show sponsored by Norris Trucking. With over 28 years' experience, Norris Trucking in Waltonville specializes in local long-distance hauling, offering flat trailers, vans, and dump trailers. For all your trucking needs, call the great folks at Norris Trucking, 279-3599 in Waltonville. The Iceman makes both. He's got 5 1/4, including 3 of 3 from the line. And Nashville has it into the front court. On the left wing is Reese. Reese with the basketball goes baseline. Gets it inside. Ball tipped around. Ball off of Skylar Widges' leg out of bounds. And Widges is holding his hand now on his right hand. Looks like he may have jammed a finger.
That's exactly what it looks like. When the ball went flying relentlessly through the lane and went from the far to the near, he jammed
Waltonville doesn't need any more injuries. Nashville gets a quick inbound. Connor missed a layup, but Reese got the offensive rebound. And they reverse the ball around. Meyer is back in with 2 fouls, as is Reese with 2 fouls. So Darren Lee rolling the dice with a couple of his starters. Ratursky in the corner. They throw it inside to Brown. Works on Widges. Shot blocked by the Iceman. Rebounded by Bassett. No siree. And Waltonville has the basketball. Lamke will bring it to the front court. Nashville goes back to their man-to-man. Lamke got away with a double dribble. Widges gets it to Lewis on the right wing. Goes around a screen by Bassett. Shuffle pass here to Lampke on the left wing. They throw it inside to Bassett. Tough pass. He catches it. Widges takes off, stolen away, recovered by Bassett. Bassett goes to the glass. Layup, no good. Widges tips around. That's going to be an over the back. Or I should say a foul on Widges for jumping over and trying to get a rebound. The word is ankle injury for Brock Wheatley. So we will see if he will come back. Sources everywhere I have, Chris.
Even in the locker room.
Even in the locker room, I can find information out. I thank that source for giving me that information. Into the front court. Meyer with a basketball. Gets it to Brown. Brown drives down the paint. Charges into Gavin Bassett. No call, and Brown scores. 2017 Nashville. Waltonville trailing by 3, but hanging on, especially with a starter in the locker room with an ankle injury. Widges on the right wing. Guarded by Brown. 1:45 to go in the first half, 20-17, and a very good ball game. Nashville leads Waltonville. Lewis drives down the paint, throws up a shot, no good. He's fouled, and Lewis will go to the line and shoot 2. That foul is on number 44, Ryan Raturski, his first. That's the 9th on Nashville. Lewis will go to the line and shoot 2. And it's the Lewis and Widges show right now as they have all the points for Waltonville in the second quarter. Wheatley and Bassett are the only other 2 to score in the game for the Spartans. As Lewis hits the first. Widges are trying to go for the Crossroads Player of the Game, aren't they, Chris?
I believe they are. Crossroads Community Hospital, proud sponsor of your Player of the Game, caring for people.
And, folks, he does that without looking. 20-19, Nashville on top by 1, and they have the basketball. Reese with it, now reverses back to Brown, over to Meyer. 1:28 to go, Nashville leads by 1. Connor on the wing, we got a foul away from the basketball.
Looks like it might be on Gavin Bassett.
You think by that reaction it might be on Gavin Bassett? Yep.
He looks at Jason Rose like,
what
did I do?
I've got my hand caught in the cookie jar and you just caught me before dinner. And Nashville inbound the basketball. Reese throws it in top of the key. Connor back to Reese. Nashville runs the same play again where the inbounder gets the basketball right back to him, and Reese gets another offensive rebound. Waltonville didn't do a very good job boxing out that time. Myers lob inside for nobody but Gavin Bassett. Turnover. Waltonville has the basketball. Bassett to Lewis, or Widges on a dangerous pass. Widges able to handle it back to Lampke. Lampke will drive. Now he's looking. Widges cuts to the basket. A little left-handed touch. Shot is good. Widges with 7 in the quarter. 21-20. Waltonville hanging around here, much to the shock of some of the Hornets faithful. Brown with it on the left wing, double dribble, got away with it. Skylar Brown all over him. Oh, and the nickel dimer, 5 and dime is called. Widges picks up his second. As much as they've let them play in this ball game, that was kind of surprising to see that call.
I'm very shocked by that.
I think Mike Bernalt and I are talking about the same thing. Jason Rhodes talking to...
He's better dressed doing it, though.
Yes, he is. That's why I'm here, and he's on the floor. I'm one of these better officials. Top of the key, Connor with it, left wing, Reese. Reese drives baseline, kicks it out, right wing, 3-ball, Brown on the way. Good. Sam Brown hits a 3, his 5th point of the quarter. It's 23-21. Nashville back on top by 2. Widges into the front court. Bassett with a screen on Brown, and they're going to call an illegal screen. And, Chris, you can see it coming. If Bassett stands still at the half line and doesn't move, it's a screen, it's no issue. However, he threw his arms forward, and that's going to be a foul every time when you're in the middle of the floor in front of about 1,500 people.
Well, and I hate to say it, but he literally got caught red-handed.
Yes, he did.
It's going to be a huge turnover.
Well, that's a turnover, and Nashville has it with 32 seconds to go in the first half. Nashville leads by 2, and they have the basketball. Meyer with it, left wing to Reese. Reese with it in the corner to Brown. Brown back to Reese on the left wing. Back out top of the key, Meyer. Meyer to Reese, and we start with 16 seconds to go. Nashville again, they're going to run some time, running a little X action here. Left wing to Reese with 8 seconds. They throw it to Raturski on the right elbow. Back over to Brown. Left corner 3-ball on the way. 6 in a row by Sam Brown. 8 in a quarter. Halftime at the Assembly Hall. Waltonville trails Nashville 26-21. We'll be back to Nashville at the Assembly Hall in 2 minutes. This is Midland Trail Conference basketball on WMIX. Welcome back to the Norris Trucking Halftime Show. With over 28 years' experience, Norris Trucking in Waltonville specializes in long-distance hauling, offering flat trailers, vans, and dump trailers for all your trucking needs. Call the great folks at Norris Trucking in Waltonville, 279-3599. Waltonville trails Nashville at the half, 26-21. Joining me alongside in his 7th year at Waltonville at the junior high level at the boys basketball program is Jason Hobbs, fresh off a win today. Jason, thanks for coming over and joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, you go into state today, third time in 7 years you've been to state, and you get a win over Unity. Talk about that game this morning.
We had to play the second game today at about 10:45. Played against a Unity team down from around Metropolis. I think it's around Brookport, beats in Bassett County High School. Kids played pretty well. I think we ended up winning by about 20 points. Everybody played really well from the starting five to our guys off the bench, and everybody got to play, so we got a win today. Try to prepare for tomorrow. We got a tough team that we got to play on Monday in Carrier Mills. See if we can get that trophy round.
You talk about your team. Let's go over some of your team members that helped you get. You won a regional at Woodlawn this week. You win today's game. Talk about some of your players that have helped you get to this point.
We play a lot. Most of our guys that play are all 8th graders, but we've got some other guys too. Guys that are on the team, we've got Braden Katowski. He's a 6th grader. We've got Austin Zom, Michael Panzer, and Hunter Coggin. They're all our 7th graders. That's pretty much 4 of our 35 off JV. Our 8th graders, we got Levi Laird, we got Patrick Buza, Derek Wisenat. They all come off the bench and give us valuable minutes. And our starters are Taylor Ellison, Jordan Hale, Matt Rogers, Trey Widges, and Dalton Anderson.
Again, okay, you beat Unity today. Good. It's a good win. Isn't it always nice to go down there and win by about 17, 18 points and to make it easier to go to Rend Lake and do that, especially in a morning game?
Well, especially the morning game, yeah, it does. Allowed us to rest some kids a little bit, especially with our regional getting pushed back because of the weather. We finished up on Thursday, so that allowed us to rest some kids today and shift our focus to Monday a little bit sooner. Monday
at 3:30 against Carrier Mills. What, if anything, do you know about Carrier Mills, and did you get to see them play today at all?
Yeah, saw them play this morning. They played the first game before us. It's going to be a tough team. They're very talented. They've got a 7th grader that's about 6'3", left-handed, solid. They've got some really good guard play. It's going to be a tough matchup. We're going to have to really play our best on both ends of the floor to get where we want to be.
When you go for Rend Lake and you go from a junior high level floor, size floor, to go to Rend Lake, how much of a transition and adjustment is that for you or for the style of teams? You've been there 3 times. You're 3 different teams. How much of an adjustment is that to go from the junior high floors to the big college floor in that case?
It can be a huge adjustment. For us this year, it's not too bad because we're a running team, so we're in pretty good condition and shape. So adjusting over to that's not too bad. Now, some of the other teams we've had in the past for slow down, we've had to go over there and work on the high school floor a little bit to slow us down to get our spacing right. But so far this year, we're a more up and down run and gun team. It hasn't hurt us. Transition hasn't been that bad.
When you play on that floor, and it's a big floor, and you play, is it set up where you play, it's going to be a week? If you go advance all the way through and you've been to the finals twice, is that a hindrance or a good thing when you have a week-long state tournament like that, or would you rather get it finished up because you're already there and you don't want to wait that long?
I like it the way it is, because if you do get through long, like what we've had in past times where we've got second, your kids get worn down a little bit, especially on that side of the floor. I mean, this was about our 26th, 27th game. So the kids are starting to wear down a little bit. I like how the Junior High Association's got it spread out all the way through the week, and it allows some of the kids to get some rest and allows the coaches to prepare. So I like it the way it is.
I can't let you go without getting your thoughts here on this first half, though. Waltonville trailing by 5. Wheatley goes down, and here, what's your thoughts on this first half?
Pretty good first half. It's really a defensive struggle. Obviously, Wheatley going down, I didn't see what happened, but that's going to hurt a little bit. That's going to move Widges more to a point instead of at the 2 guard. If Waltonville could have made some shots here and there, we'd probably be in here instead of down by 5 at half. But pretty good defensive battle, but pretty physical.
Jason, thanks for joining us. 3:30 Monday, Waltonville versus Carrier Mills. I'm sure you'd like everybody in red, white, and blue to get off work early and head down there and make that place as loud as it can be.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jason, for joining me alongside. Thanks for coming up.
All right, thank you very much.
We're going to take a 1-minute break and come back, and Chris, Hugo, and I are going to get the stats for this first half. This is Midland Trail Conference basketball on WMIX. Welcome back to the Assembly Hall in Nashville. 26-21 Nashville on top of Waltonville, and quickly, I'm going to turn it over to Chris Hugo to give the stats here of the first half.
Well, Danny, individually first for the Waltonville Spartans, who trail in this contest by 5. 4 scores, 1 in double digits. They are led by Joseph Lewis with 10 points, 3 rebounds. Skyler Widges has 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. Gavin Bassett has 2 points, 4 rebounds, and Brock Wheatley has 2 points, 2 rebounds. Devin Lamke's also got in on the fun with 1 rebound and no points. For the Nashville Hornets, they have 1 scorer in double digits, 5 overall. They've been paced by Sam Brown, 12 points, 3 rebounds. David Connor has 5 points, 1 rebound. Zach Reese doesn't have any points, but he has 2 blocks, 5 rebounds. Ryan Ryterski has 2 points, 3 rebounds. Devin Mashaw, 4 points. Michael Wilson has 3 points and no rebounds. And the Nashville Hornets have 6. As a team from the inside the arc, Waltonville 3 of 15 for 20%. The Hornets 7 of 17 for 41%. From three-point land, the Spartans are 2 of 6 for 33%, while the Hornets are 4 of 9 for 44.4%. Waltonville Spartans overall 5 of 21 for 24%, 11 of 26 for the Hornets for 42%. Free throw range, the Hornets have not attempted a free throw, while the Spartans are 9 of 11 for 82%. Rebounds, it's all even. 14 defensive rebounds for a total of 14 for the Spartans. 2 offensive, 12 defensive for the Hornets, tied at 14. And turnover disadvantage favors the Waltonville Spartans. If there's an oxymoron there, that was it. 9-7. It's a turnover disadvantage for the Spartans. And that's how we've come to this halftime score of 26-21.
26-21. Regional play right around the corner. Nashville leads here by 5 over the Spartans. Brock Wheatley not out here at halftime with the team on the bench. I will imagine that he is not going to play. In the question and the hope, I guess, for Waltonville fans is that if the ankle is going to prevent him from playing tonight, that hopefully he will come back and be ready to go maybe when the postseason starts. We do not know the extent of the injury. We do know it's an ankle injury. We just hope that he can come back and play before the season's done. So the Spartans will go with Widges, Bassett, Cash, Lewis, and Lamke to start this half. The Hornets will go with their starting 5, Meyer, Brown, Connor, Reith, and Ryterski. As we play here, and it's nice always to have a high school band playing at a game. There's just something about a high school band and a student body that plays. I mean, especially a good band like the Hornets have here.
Especially in an atmosphere like this at Assembly Hall.
Hornets have it to start the second half. Out front, Ryterski reverses left side to Brown, a couple of threes. What can Brown do for you? He drove to the basket and drew a foul on Skylar Widges. And that will be 3 on Widges. Brown will go there. 12 points in the first half for Brown on 2 3-pointers. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. Brown misses the first, so you didn't get the Brown out that circle for the free throw.
That I did not. These are the first 2 free throw attempts of the ball game for the Hornets.
Second free throw on the way. It is good. You get the Brown out the circle that time. 13 for Brown, 27-21. Nashville pressures with the press. Lewis now from Widges. Great pass from Widges to Lewis and gets it to Cash. Widges launches one, now throws it inside Lewis. Great look by the Iceman. Finds Lewis open underneath. And a good look. Faked the defense out. Lewis paid attention, got the pass and the assist to the Iceman.
How he saw that,
I don't know how he did.
I don't know. Most people can't see that with good vision.
Yeah, and he's wearing a mask. Why Nashville quickly the other way. Ryterski over Widges, misses the layup. Ryterski goes to the ground, and he's not getting up. Waltonville had a break the other way, and Ryterski's not getting up. And this is not something we want to see at this stage in the season for anybody.
No, especially when, Nashville has always counted on a big number 44 to be down there in the post for them. Yep. And this time, this does not bode well for their postseason success, but we hope that nothing is seriously wrong.
Trainer's been busy. Financial planning consultant scoring update. If you're retired or nearing retirement, or are worried about your money lasting as long as you might, call Steve Tybel at Financial Planning Consultants, 242-2222. That's 242-2222. I'll give one score off the bat. Memphis is leading Gonzaga 40-23 at the half. Go, Chris.
In case you were just tuning in at the Rich Herring Classic earlier, Harrisburg gets past Cairo 68-62. Marion comes back to defeat the Kankakee K's. The Bucket Hats 52-51. Mount Carmel slips past Benton 52-40. Here's the 9th annual Sports Boosters Shootout, Nashville Community High School. And the first game was the JV contest, Hamilton County over Oakville 60-42. Took overtime for the Nashville JV squad to get past Collinsville 32-25. Meanwhile, in the varsity action, Hamilton County beats Marissa Coulterville. The Comets 60-38. Took overtime for Woodlawn to beat Oakville 54-47. Collinsville gets past the Cairo Pilots, who played their second game in a shootout today, 81-60. And right here, it's the Waltonville Spartans trailing the Nashville Hornets 27-23 with 7:19 to go in the third.
Right, Tursky is being helped off by athletic director at Nashville High School, Neil Hammond, and assistant basketball coach and principal, Brad Weathers.
Who has the better sweater today, Neil Hammond or Mike McMahon?
I tell you what, it is a dead heat between those two, and I'd like them side by side just for an evaluation. Lob from half court. Waltonville runs that play a lot, and it was tipped away, and Bassett recovered for Waltonville. That's double dribble. He just got away with a double dribble, and nobody in the house saw it.
And it was blatant.
Yes, it was. Lewis with the basketball top of the key, gets it, looks, gets it to Cash. Cash drives down the lane, gets it to Lampke. Lampke top of the key, he holds, gets it to Widges, right corner. Widges with it, gets to Lewis. Now he'll drive, did not get away at the walk. Wondering about that one. I mean, Bassett double dribbled, and there wasn't anybody here who knew it, except me and you.
Yeah.
Turnover to Nashville.
No doubt. You know what? I think can't get off those sweaters. Looks like a Ralston Serena commercial about to break out on both of them. I love it.
Well, Nashville brings it into the front court. The Hornets lead by 4. Ooh, and a dropped elbow by Zach Reith on Gavin Bassett. No call. Hornets with a basketball. Connor, 3-ball top of the key. No good. Rebounded on by Brown. Up and in. Sam Brown on the offensive rebound again. He's got 15 in the game. What can Brown do for you? He's got the Hornets up by 6, 29-23. Widges will bring it into the front court. Widges on the dribble. I'll explain that mask later. It's kind of what I actually do it now. It's kind of like dribbling with those glasses you wore back in the Pee-wee days where you weren't allowed to look at the ball where you dribble. Widges off the curl and gets an unkind roll around the rim. No good. Rebounded by Meyer. It's one of those deals where you can't look down. Your vision's hampered, but he's still able to play somehow. Quickly the other way is Reith, gets in the left wing. Brown on the way. The touch, the feel of Cotton. Sam Brown for his third three-pointer. 6 points in the quarter, 18 in the game, and it's a 9-point cushion for the Hornets.
It's 2 minutes since the Spartans have scored today. They're real streaky.
And the Spartans, Skylar Widges, drives to the baseline, gets knocked to the floor. I'm telling you what, it's unbelievable here.
He's getting ready to readjust his mask, too.
Yeah. I bet he stays in the game, though.
If you're wearing the mask out there, I don't see why you'd come out if you buff it. You're tough enough as it is.
Odds on he stays in the ball game.
That's on Sam Brown.
Well, Sam Brown has first foul.
That's what he could do for you. It's knock you to the ground.
Yeah, Widges trying to get back going here. Getting suited back up. Shaking it off right now. The pain threshold that he has is off the charts. Cash to Widges on the left wing. Drives. Now back to Lampke, top 3-ball left wing coming on the way. No good off the front of the iron. Lewis on the rebound for Waltonville. Off the glass and in. Joseph Lewis crashes the board. He's got 15. Bodies everywhere. Reith on the floor now for Nashville. He gets up 32-25. Brown from the left wing again. Good. Cannot dare Sam Brown. He's got 4 threes in the game. He's got 9 in the quarter and 21 in the ball game. Nashville back by 10. And the ball tipped out of bounds in front of the Waltonville bench. Community First Bank of the Heartland, great traditions aren't given to earn through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference.
Those threes are like an ice-cold dagger in the heart every time, Danny.
Oh, yeah, and you're trading 3s for 2s here in this last couple trips, and Nashville's up by 10 now. Lewis, biggest lead of the game for the Hornets. Lewis, the cash baseline, tries to throw it in, and it's kicked, and it will stay with Waltonville. People's National Bank. For nearly 100 years, nearly or something, People's National Bank has been meeting the needs of individuals, small business owners, as well as supporting our communities. It's no wonder People's National Bank has been voted the best bank in Jefferson County for 4 straight years. Waltonville inbounds to Lewis. Now the Widges on the left wing. Dribbling down the paint, throws up the shot off the glass, no good, but Widges is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. As that fouls on Sam Brown, his second of the half. And Widges will go to the line and shoot 2 at the far end of the court here. We sit in the southeast corner of the Assembly Hall on the campus of Nashville High School.
Right behind the legendary Bo Meyer and the Beefcake.
It's an all-withers night here.
That it is.
Widges will shoot the first. It's up and in. As expected, he's got 8.
Must have hurt us.
Must have hurt us. He was hearing an echo from somewhere. Widges will have one more. Eek. Widges' second free throw up and in. He's got 9, and it's an 8-point cushion for the Hornets, 35-27, 5 minutes to go here in the third. Meyer with it. gets it to Reese. Drives down the paint, goes to the glass, left-handed, no good, rolls off the rim. Meyer gets the rebound, though, for the Hornets. Back out front, 3-ball from Meyer. The touch and feel of Cotton. Meyer nails the 3, 38-27, and the Hornets and the 3-ball have been great companions here tonight. Widgets on the right-hand dribble in the front court. Nashville killing their man-to-man. Lewis with a 3-ball to answer. No good. Rebounded. Ball tipped around. Lamptey finds it in his hands, but misses the layup. And now Nashville throws it away. What you can do worse, we can do worse better here at the Assembly Hall. I had to bring that out for you tonight.
I appreciate that. I always love hearing that.
Yeah, the timeout. Mike Denault wants the timeout. 38-27, 4:32 to go here in the third. And, Chris, right now it's 3 balls versus 2 balls for Waltonville because Nashville keeps making 3s, Waltonville keeps making 2s, but when you're doing that, you're going to fall behind.
You are. I mean, you're trading 3 for 2, as you just said, and those 1-point disadvantages on each possession are going to catch up with you. They're going to add up. But here's something to look at. An odd stat is the fact that Waltonville went the entire first half without getting an offensive rebound. They have 2 this quarter.
I want to thank Andy Sloan, the track coach of the girls program at Benton High School, for tuning in. Appreciate him listening wherever he may be going around here tonight. 38-27. Waltonville trailing Nashville here at Community First Bank of the Heartland's Midland Trail Conference basketball, where great traditions aren't given to earn through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. And right now, Chris, we still look around for Crossroads players of the game, and Sam Brown leading the way in this one for the Hornets.
Of course, since we are caring for people, just like Crossroads Community Hospital, I think you have to take a strong look at Sam Brown. Sam Brown, if you want to look at somebody for the Spartans, Joe Lewis.
Jeff Crow also in the house tonight. Has nothing to do. He comes over and watches a little basketball.
He loves basketball a lot. This is a loaded Assembly Hall.
That's dignitary night here. Waltonville inbounds and gets it to Cash on the cut to the basket and scores. Daniel Cash's money. And he scores his first basket of the evening. 38-29. Waltonville down 9. 4:20 to go here in the third. Nashville with a basketball. Meyer with it on the left, right wing. Meyer to Meyer. 2 different spellings. We'll explain later. In the corner is Meyer, M-E-I-E-R. Gets it back out top of the key to Reese. Reese drives and to charge on Zach Reese, and that will be 3 on Reese. And a turnover, and the ball goes to Waltonville.
Those offensive fouls are always a slap in the face. Not only do you pick up a team foul, you pick up a personal foul and a turnover.
You get lots of marks in your column if you do that on those offensive fouls. Widgets with a basketball. The Spartans trail by 9, 38-29, 4 minutes to go in the third. Widgets drives, holds, gets it to Bassett. Nashville filling their man-to-man. They went zone 1 trip down the floor. That was in the first half. Bassett to the basket, up and in, and a foul. And Mike Denault very pleased to see the aggressiveness by Bassett to score and take the abuse, and now he has a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, Dan, I was just getting ready to say that Waltonville could use a 3-pointer here. They might make it happen the old-fashioned way.
Second foul on Meyer, M-E-I-E-R. That's Jordan Meyer. We also have in the ballgame Tyler Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R. Bassett misses the free throw. Lewis gets the rebound, but it's stolen away by David Connor. Rebound Waltonville. Turnover Waltonville. Connor drives the paint. 10-footer up. Off the iron. No good. Rebounded again by Reese. And Reese snuck in there. Weak side and got the rebound. Brown to Meyer. Top the key. Right side. Here comes Connor. Drives down the paint. Now there's going to be a blocking foul on Joseph Lewis. And that'll be his second foul. Lewis picks up his second, and that will send Connor to the line. He's got 5 points in the game, all those coming in the first. Has not been to the free throw line yet in the contest. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Great traditions aren't given to earn through hard work and commitment. That's just what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. First free throw by Connor is up and in. We want to remind Waltonville fans your junior high boys basketball team will play in the Elite 8 on Monday afternoon at 3:30 at Rend Lake College against Carrier Mills at 3:30. Waltonville, we'd like to see all that red, white, and blue at Rend Lake on Monday. Make it loud down there. Dylan Johnson is going to check in for the first time in the game for Waltonville. Daniel Cash will check out. And Connor will have one more as the Spartans trail by 8. Connor trying to put his Hornets up by 9, and he does.
Making that free throw, Danny. Connor is now shooting 84% from the free throw line this season.
Oh, another complimentary text coming in. That one's for you.
Yeah, he's out of my will.
Exactly. Widges with it in the front court. Gets to Lewis. He'll dribble drive to the lane. Gets it to Johnson, top of the key, guarded by Reese. Johnson on the right wing holds, trying to get it to Widges. Now has it. Widges drives down the paint, jump stop, good pass. Blocked Ford, so Ford shot blocked, and the Hornets have it, but the Hornets were stepping on the inline. Connor was. Good look by Widges to Ford. Ford didn't use the shot fake, got it rejected. However, Waltonville retains possession.
Fifth block of the night. Third belonging to Nashville, first to Jordan Meyer.
Widges will trigger underneath his own basket, gets to Lewis in the corner. Look for Widges to pop out on the wing, and that's what they were doing, but Nashville did a good job of defending it. Not that I've seen Waltonville play a few times this year. Lampke with it on the right wing. Nashville's man-to-man defense to Widges between the rings. Skyler holds, gets it to Dylan Johnson on the left wing, guarded by Reese. And we're going to have a foul on Skyler Widges on the illegal screen.
Are you serious?
I didn't see that.
Wow.
And that's 4 on Widges, or 3 on Widges.
Oh, okay.
I did not see that.
I had him for 4, so I'm missing one on somebody else.
Oh, I have him for 3 and a turnover. I did not see that, but however, I wasn't looking. I was looking at the ball. And that was a foul away from the ball. Nashville has it. Meyer with it on the right wing, guard goes around Ford, and there's that mismatch we talked about in the first half. Ford on the perimeter, he's got to back off a little bit because he doesn't have the speed to keep up with the guys that can handle the ball on the perimeter. 40-31, Nashville on top by 9 with 2:43 to go here in the third. Community First Bank of the Heartland brings you Midland Trail Conference basketball here on WMIX 94.1 FM out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. Nashville has the basketball, and Sam Brown kicks it to Mashoff in the corner. Back to Brown, drives the paint. Jump stop in the lane, off the glass, no good, but a foul. And that foul is going to be on, I believe, Joseph Lewis. Nope, 22, Dylan Johnson. That'll be his first. And that will send Mr. Brown to the line. He's had a big third quarter, 9. Makes that 10. 22 in the game as he's going for Crossroads Player of the Game honors.
Of course, that brought to you by Crossroads Community Hospital, caring for people.
He'll have one more. 22 on the night makes that 23. 42-31, Nashville's biggest lead at 11. But the Spartans credit them for hanging around. Brock Wheatley down with an ankle injury in the second quarter, so they're down a starter. I credit Waltonville for hanging around. You can tell they've been battle-tested with the schedule they played this year, not letting Nashville run away, and Dylan Johnson travel with the basketball. Trying to get around Michael Wilson out front, travel with it, making the move.
Danny, it's also worth noting Sam Brown of the Nashville Hornets is 83.8% from the free throw line this season.
Interesting.
Updated tonight.
Into the front court, Mashoff. It's on the right wing to Wilson. Waltonville also in their man-to-mans. We hit the 2-minute mark of the third. The Hornets by 11 have the basketball. Brown around Widges. Blocked by Lampke, but the ball still goes in. Sam Brown is a one-man wrecking crew right now for the Hornets, having probably what is his best game of the year, and he has put Nashville up by 13, 44-31. Widges will go against Brown. Now the ball's stolen away. Ball on the ground. Widges gets it back, gets to Ford, and unbelievable. A guy on his knees, bounce past to Ford, and Ford scores. Quality is job one.
20 seconds since the last Waltonville basket.
Well, and Rychersky, they're going to call that on Reith. Reith drove in, passed the ball off, but then ran over Derek Ford. And I believe that is Reith's fourth foul. Yes, it is. So Reith will go out. Brock Brees will check in for the Hornets. Nashville's going to pick up man-to-man here, full court, pressure the basketball. And Waltonville has it. Widges with it, 90 seconds to go in the third. He'll bring it up against Brown. Widges and Brown. Lewis in the corner, shot on the way, good. Mid-range jumper, Joseph Lewis. He's got 7 in the quarter, 17 in the game, 44-35. Into the corner, with it is Wilson. Back out top of the key, Brown. And Vermeyer has it. Meier drives down the lane and charges over Dylan Johnson, but the foul was out front first on the reach. And I think that's on Derek Ford, and it is, and that'll be his third. Team 6 on Waltonville.
With all these Myers running around, does your basketball player have a first name?
Yeah. Could, but we got Meyer to Meyer. We'll try that. Keep some people confused. Nashville inbounds the basketball. Priest with a drive to Brown. Brown to Mashoff, back to Brown. Under a minute to go. Nashville leads by 9. Brown drives the lane, kicks it back out to Priest. His shot from 10 is good. Brock Priest scores first points of the game. That's the 7th Hornet in the scoring column. It's 46-35. Lewis in the corner, drives baseline, dishes it off Ford, off the glass and in. Good look by Lewis to Ford. And Derek Ford has 4 in the quarter. That's good production for Waltonville to get somebody else to get in the scoring column. Nashville will have 28 seconds to go into the quarter. They will try to go for the last shot. Priest holds on the end out here at center court. Guarded by Lewis. Lewis tries to make the count. Now Priest drives, and he gets it over to Brown. 15 seconds to go here in the third. 46-37. Nashville on top of Waltonville as we wind down this third quarter here at the Nashville High School Sports Boosters Shootout, the final game of the evening. Priest drives, kicks it in the right corner. 3-ball Wilson on the way. Good at the end of the quarter. We're at the end of 3 quarters. Nashville 49, Waltonville 37. Back to the Assembly Hall in 1 minute. This is Midland Trail Conference basketball on WMIX. Welcome back to the Assembly Hall in Nashville, Illinois. Fourth quarter action getting ready to start. The Hornets lead the Spartans 49-37 as we begin fourth quarter action. The Spartans have the basketball. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's what Community First Bank of the Heartland believes in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Midland Trail Conference. Cash will inbound the basketball to Widges as we begin fourth quarter here from the Nashville High School Sports Boosters Shootout. Widges drives, jump stop off 2 feet, up and in. Skylar Widges starting to go more off 2 feet at the basket with the jump stop and scores. He's got 11. 3-ball in the corner, Wilson, no good. Rebounded weak side by Priest of the Hornets. Kicks it back out front, mash off, right side, Brown in the corner, guarded by Cash. Waltonville goes man-to-man. Priest with it. Now Hornets reverse to Priest, top of the key. Drives the lane, goes over to Widges, takes the charge, no call. Widges was there for a long time, took the charge, and no call was given, and Priest has scored, and it's 51-39. Waltonville trailing by 12. Widges will bring it up against Mashoff. Mashoff hooked on for the ride, and Widges throws to Cash, and Cash can't handle it. Priest gets it on the run out and scores. Brock Priest released early, scored 4 straight points by the Hornets, and Mike Denal quickly calls a full timeout. 53-39. Waltonville trails by 14 on the turnover as near disaster here strikes here at the radio booth.
Can't imagine.
Yep.
Like so how's it going to work tonight? Are we going to see in these battles of Washington and Jefferson counties, are going to be even? Will the Waltonville Spartans come back? Who knows? Will Jefferson County improve to 2-0, Washington fall to 0-2, or will they split?
Well, we'll see. Cesar Auto Body is going to bring you the post-game show as soon as this game is over with. The next time a steer hits you or gets a little too close to your vehicle, see Tim Pierce and the Collision Pros at Cesar Auto Body, and they'll have your car looking just like new. Call 625-3523. That's 625-3523 when you need an estimate for Cesar Auto Body. 7:10 to go in the game, 53-39. Waltonville trails Nashville here by 14, and I think considering what Waltonville's had to deal with here in this game, which including Brock Wheatley going out of the game with an ankle injury, I think Waltonville has held their own in this ballgame, Chris, especially in this situation, in this environment against this very good Nashville team.
Well, Danny, both teams have lost a player that has been very important to their success offensively and defensively, so really, compared to hockey, it's kind of like a 4-on-4 even strength matchup here now. I mean, both went tit for tat on the injuries, unfortunately, and as a result, it's not going to be the same as what it once was.
No, and Waltonville have the basketball. Lampke's going to trigger the inbound. Nashville picks up man-to-man, and Widges gets open, and he'll bring it up the floor. Guarded by Mashoff. Widges in the front court. Mashoff's going to get called for the foul. Widges was able to go right, and I think Mashoff's trying to play him to go right, and Widges has got his skill up on the right hand just as good as the left hand, and he's able to draw that foul.
Mashoff is trying to hog the position on the floor, Danny. And as a result, he pays the price.
Mashoff hogs. Nice, being in Washington County. Widges off the inbound from Cash on the left wing. Guarded again by Mashoff. Gets it to Lampke. 3-ball on the way. It's short off the front iron, and that ball's out of bounds. Tipped out of bounds by Priest, and he is shocked that the ball went off his hands. He can't believe it.
Well, he tried to implement some position on the floor down there, tried to get to the basketball. Priest just going to do it.
Widges has it. Unbelievable. It gets better as the night goes on, folks. Just stay around. Pass it to Lampke. He'll shoot a 3. It's good. Touch the field of cotton. Devin Lampke gets on the board for the first time. 53-42. That's good. I still am laughing at that one. Mashoff with it to Priest on the wing. The Hornets lead by 11, 53-42 with 6:40 to go in the game. Top of the key, Mashoff. Now gets it over to Wilson. Drives in the lane. Picks up his dribble. Gets it back to Mashoff. Now he throws it to Priest on the left wing, guarded by Bassett. To Wilson. Waltonville man-to-man. Now he throws it inside right block. Mashoff back out top of the key. Ball reversed left wing. to Wilson, drives the paint, right wing Brown in the corner to Priest. Guarded by Bassett. Waltonville defense very good right now. Fans need to show a little appreciation. Brown with it. It's in a ball reversal. Nashville plays catcher, looking for a back door here on this particular set, and there's a foul on Ford again on the perimeter. Ford's picked up his fourth, and I think 3 of those fouls have been on the perimeter variety guarding the ball.
And those 3 fouls that have been around the perimeter, Danny, have been in the second half. The one in the first half, which is somewhere there in the lane, I believe, and the perimeter fouls have been in the second half, all of them.
At the line for the Hornets will be Michael Wilson for the 1-and-1. The first one's up and in. He'll have one more. That was his first free throw of the game. He has 7 in the game. Joseph Lewis going to check back in for Derek Ford, who has 4 fouls. Ford's given some quality minutes here tonight, 4 points in the game. Done a very good job.
That he has, but you have Super Hornet at the line here.
Wilson's second free throw is good off the Mount of Olympus. And the Spartans will bring it up, trailing by 13. It's hard to keep up with you in games like this. Widges dribbles in, and he's fouled. Widges got into a tangle with a couple of Hornets, and it looked like number 12 for the Hornets, Michael Wilson. That's who it is. Michael Wilson had a little bit too much on him and trying to steal the basketball, and that would send Widges to the line.
I was thinking I got a snapshot of that, because that makes for some great sports imagery.
It would, wouldn't it, though? Widges will be at the line to shoot 1-and-1. He makes the first. Financial planning consultant. If you're retired or nearing retirement or worried about your money lasting as long as you might, call Steve Tybel, a financial planning consultant, 242-2222 for a confidential review of your portfolio. Woodlawn played earlier today here at the Shootout, beat Oakville 54-47 in overtime. Widges hits both, which is not surprising. He is 7 of 7 from the line tonight by my count. 55-44, Waltonville by 11. Bassett near steal. Priest to Brown in the left corner. Here he goes again. No good. Long. Ball rebounded. Priest tipped that back in by Brown. Back in the mash-off. Hornets have out-hustled, and I think, by my guesstimate, have really out-rebounded Waltonville in the offensive glass.
We'll see in the Cesar Auto Body postgame.
And we'll have stats on that, and that's going to be a reach on Gavin Bassett out front, top of the key, and Bassett will pick up his foul. That'll be his third, and that will send Priest to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. He's got 6 on the night, and this will be his first trip to the line. His first free throw up is good, 56-44. He'll get one more. Both teams shooting free throws pretty well here in this ball game. I saw Mount Carmel go 12 of 12 from the free throw line today in the fourth quarter in a win over Benton. Second free throw by Priest is good. It's 57-44, 13-point lead. Nashville's led by that, and lots of this late third, early fourth, but he just can't put Waltonville away, and Widges loses the basketball. Nashville with it, comes the other way. Here comes Priest, layup in. And just as I say, Waltonville's hanging around, Nashville gets a turnover basket, but again, credit Waltonville, they've not gone away, and Nashville can't put them away yet.
No, they can't. I mean, the score doesn't show just how hard Waltonville is playing.
Bassett launches a three. It's short, no good, and that's a fourth shot, and that's probably not the shot Mike Denault wanted, and I can tell by his reaction that's not the shot he wanted. Nashville with it in the front court. Priest with it. We go under the 5-minute mark. Priest drives the lane, goes up over Widges. That's got to be, oh, my goodness, a block. That's the second time I thought Widges had position. However, it's his fourth foul, and Priest will go to line to shoot 2 more free throws. 59-44. Waltonville trails by 15. The Spartans are in action next Friday night at Cesar-Valliere before hosting Madison in their shootout next Saturday. Priest's first free throw is good. 9 in the quarter. 11 in the game.
Glad to see Jordan Meyer into the ballgame, Danny. I'd like to see if he's able to drive to the basket.
Might be able to get there. Another one. Second free throw up and in by Priest. He's got 12. 61-44. Biggest lead of the game for Nashville at 17. With 4:50 to go in the
Meyer
game.
wears the bow tie with his tuck.
That's nice. You're stretching now. Lamke, he launches a 3 ball. No good. Rebounded Bassett, weak side. He's going to go to the post. He's going to throw up a shot. It's long off the mark. Rebounded, tipped around, all fingers, and we're going to have a foul. And it's going to be on Mr. Brock Priest, much to the chagrin of the Hornet faithful that surround the court here at the Assembly Hall.
You can hear the Washington County cheers all around.
Yeah. Lewis will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. That's the 8th team foul on the Hornets, and Lewis will shoot the first.
Say 8th foul?
Yep. 8th team foul.
Oh,
8.
Sorry.
Nashville gets the rebound off the first, and here come the Hornets. Wilson with it on the wing, top of the key to Priest. Nashville by 17. Look for them to start running some clock here, limiting these Waltonville possessions. Connor with it. Hasn't scored much tonight. 6 only in the game, and he turns it over. Lampke gets it, goes the other way, turns Connor around, gets to the glass, and misses the layup. Lewis on the rebound, though, for Waltonville, misses the putback. Rebound again by Skylar Widges, goes up and fouled, and Waltonville 3 times a charm. Wilson fouls Widges, and that'll send the Iceman back to the line to shoot 2 more. 4:09 to go in the game. 61-44. Waltonville needs the formula at the 4:09 mark to get back in the ballgame. All-purpose cleaner. Widges will have the first of 2. Up and in. Widges is starting to fill in some circles here. 7 of 7. 8 of 8 now. You'll have one more. Getting kind of worried here. People walking by and there's wires everywhere. You never know what's going to happen. Widges makes that one as well. He's got 6 in the quarter, 15 on the game, and a timeout for Mike Denault as his Spartans trail 61-46. Financial Planning Consultants is your scoreboard sponsor tonight, and if you're retired or nearing retirement or worried about your money lasting as long as you might, call Steve Tybel, Financial Planning Consultants, 242-2222 for a confidential review of your portfolio. Again, Woodlawn wins today, 54-47 overtime. Chris, you did that game, and let's talk a little bit about it. That's a good game for Woodlawn to have at this point in the season, a tight game, close game against a team they may see down the road here in March.
Well, a team you may see down the road, but not only that, Danny, a team that usually only plays great 1A teams, and a lot of 2A and 3A teams being an independent. They participate in that great Benton Invitational Tournament. They also go to Marissa for the post-Thanksgiving tournament. They go to Mater Dei for Christmas. So, they're really tested in the past years. North Lawndale's been down there. They weren't this year, but, Oakville knows how to test themselves. And Woodlawn being able to get past Oakville, the Rockets, with that tradition, really just speaks volumes of how they rebounded from that loss in Central Lear on Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's a good win. Woodlawn beat one last night on the road at Odin. They win tonight here against Oakville on the neutral floor, trying to find their bearings. They're a number 1 seed in their own regional, which starts in a couple weeks. Stay tuned to WMIX. We're going to figure out some way, somehow, to get some Midland Trail teams in postseason games on WMIX. You'll have to stay tuned for the broadcast schedule. 3 ball on the way from Wilson is no good. Widges on the rebound, surrounded by Hornets, comes out of there with the rebound, brings it into the front court. Between the circles, Lampke on the left wing now holds. Nashville still playing man-to-man. Lob inside Lewis. Great catch by Lewis. Goes up for the shot, and he's fouled. Tremendous catch by Lewis. That ball was lobbed a little long. Lewis was able to jump up and catch it falling backwards. And that foul is going to go on David Connor, his second. And that will send Lewis to the line to shoot 2. Lewis shoots the first, and it's up and in. He's got 18 on the night. 61-47. 3:44 to go in the game. Oh, that's in the wrong circle. Oops. It works the same.
Something like that.
Yeah, I messed up. That's what happened when I use ink. I'm using pencil usually. Second free throw is no good. Priest on the rebound for the Hornets as they lead by 14. And the Hornets come the other way. Top of the key, Priest with it. Waltonville in their man. Nashville has only went zone one time. That was the only zone defense by either team. That was in the second quarter. One trip down the floor, and that was it. Priest with it on the wing. Goes around Bassett. Top of the key. Bassett still has him now as he tracks him down. Right wing, Meyer. Gives it into the corner to Connor. Connor drives back out to Meyer. Top of the key to Reese. Reese drives down the lane. Throws up a little runner off the glass and in. Zach Reese scores his first points of the game. 63-47. Nashville on top by 16 with 3 minutes to go over the Waltonville Spartans. Widges with it on the wing, throws it inside to Lewis. Back to Widges. They play a little 2-man game on the left wing. Now Lampke has it. Bassett back to Lampke. 2-man game going here. Pick and roll. Lampke, 3 balls are going to be off the mark. Rebounded by Bassett on the weak side. Bassett goes to the glass, throws up a shot. No good, but Bassett will get to the line. And credit Waltonville. They just keep battling away here in this game, Chris. They're 16 down, probably not going to win at this point. They still keep battling. That's going to help them in the next couple of weeks, especially postseason starts kicking around.
Oh, and no doubt about it. I mean, even though you're down by double digits to a team like Nashville, you know, it's a team you're not going to see again in the postseason. That class expansion has helped them out. You know, gone are the years when you had to play Nashville in the regional championship and they slaughter you. Yeah.
Now, Bassett misses the first. He's going to have one more. Although Waltonville did make the run to the Super in 90, and Bassett makes that second one, however. He's got 5 and 63-48.
The All-Mid-South battle.
The All-Mid-South battle. Remember that?
Those days, too.
Yeah. It was fun there, but the outcome wasn't what we wanted. Nashville with a basketball, 2:30 to go. And the Hornets lead by 15. Top of the key with it is Reese. Dribbles between a double team of Lewis. Goes down the lane, dishes off Connor, and he's going to be fouled. And that foul is going to go on Lampke, which will be his first. That's the 10th on Waltonville. So both teams now with 10 team fouls. So fouls the rest of the way will result into free throws. Remember to stay tuned for the Cesar Auto Body post-game show. Cesar Auto Body is a full-service body shop pre-approved by many insurance companies. A quicker start means that the collision pros at Cesar Auto Body can get you back in the driver's seat in a hurry. Call Tim Pearson and staff at Cesar Auto Body to get your car looking just like new. Connor makes the first. He's got 7. He looks for one more. His second free throw is up, no good. Rebounded by Cash of Waltonville. Cash falls down the backcourt. Ball on the floor. He's on the floor, and he was on one knee, and when he got up, he traveled with a basketball. And that's kind of summed up this fourth quarter for Waltonville. They just haven't got anything going, and things like that have happened to them.
That wasn't a battle at Wounded Knee by chance, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Hornets have the basketball. Dribble drive Priest down the lane. They've got enough points. I'm surprised that Priest even took it to the basket. Now Priest gets it back on the post. In the lane, has to get out of there. Now he does. Now Nashville reverses around the perimeter back where we started, except that Reese dribbles back out between the circles. Reese to Connor out by the timeline. Look for Nashville to start running some clock. Start passing around the volleyball line area, and then now Waltonville's picking up the defensive pace, though, not letting them relax. Connor has it, goes baseline, drives around Cash, off the glass and in. Nashville worked after perfection, ran some time off the clock, got a layup and scored 66-48. The Hornets lead the Spartans here with 1:43 to go in the game. Lampke to Bassett, back to Lampke. Drives, dribbles on the right side, guarded by Meyer. Gets to Lewis. Lewis threw it to nobody. Widges recovers. Heads-up play. Lewis from 25. It's short off the mark, rebounded by Priest. And that foul is on Devin Lampke, and that'll be his second. And this game, 66-48, some of the faithful start heading out of the assembly hall here to beat some of the traffic. And Priest will go to line and shoot 2. He's not missed all night. 4 out of 4 from the line. All of them coming here in this fourth quarter. His first one's up and no good, just as I put the hex. 4 out of 4, nice 4 out of 5. He'll have one more. 1:28 to go in the game. Waltonville trails 67-48 as Priest makes the second of 2. And Michael Wilson will check in for Brock Priest, and I'm sure that he is done for the evening, as is David Connor, as is Devin Mashaw. Widges dribbles into the front court. Between the circles, left wing Lampke, 3 ball on the way, no good. Lewis rebounds, throws it back in, and it's going to Sam Brown, however. Rebound to Waltonville, turnover to Waltonville. Well, Nashville with it. Brown with it. Brings it into the front court, throws it into the corner, and a good play by Zach Reese. Made the catch and called timeout. Heads-up play by Reese. Got both feet in bounds and made the timeout call.
Wonder if he plays football.
67-48, 1:07 to go. I remind you to stay tuned for the Cesar Auto Body post-game show. Chris and I will select a Crossroads player of the game, as well as Chris will give a rundown of all the stats and scoring in this contest tonight, in which Nashville leads here 67-48 over Waltonville. Kurt Reed leaves. He has seen enough. He is going to see Waltonville a week from Tuesday at the Foxes Den when Waltonville travels to Hamilton County to make that game from December.
Scott Gamber on the move.
Scott Gamber also is leaving. Night off for the Rams. He will head out after a good road win at Carbondale last night. It's that time of year where people are starting to wrap up conference championships. 2 weeks to go in the regular season, and the madness begins. We get ready to go. Nashville inbound side out of bounds in front of their bench. And all kinds of substitutions here for Waltonville. Johnson, Stanhouse, Lampke, Askew, and Cabot. Now we have a 5-second call on Nashville, so the subs for Waltonville come in and force a turnover. Nashville also going with subs.
They're hungry, and they're going to forget their manners.
Darren Lee is thrown in a name that I don't have on my roster, number 33.
Good luck with that.
All righty. Fair game. Number 33 is the unknown basketball player.
Oh, I have him. I'm just saying good luck with that.
Oh, okay.
That's right up your alley.
Stocklaben. I know that one. That's an easy one. Derek Stocklaben. Dylan Johnson scored for Waltonville. Derek Stocklaben is the a name like mine. With a name like mine with 10 letters and an SKI in the end, that's nothing.
I would say that
I can handle anything.
This game.
Yeah, 67-50. Stocklaben with a basketball gets it to Wilson. How many letters? He's got 9. He's got nothing on me. I got 10 and an SKI to go with it. Nashville has it, 17-point lead for the Hornets. They're going to run out the clock here. And they're going to get a win here at home, the second of the weekend for the Hornets. Stocklaben gets in the corner to Petke, back out front to Wilson. They run the clock. The Hornets fans are applauding. They're going to get another win and can continue their march on a 2-game winning streak. Wilson with it, top of the key, tries the paint, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Dylan Johnson with 5 seconds. Dylan's going to hold it. I don't think Mike Denault wants any shot. Levi Lampke is going to shoot one from 25, and it goes in. Levi Lampke makes a 3, but it's not enough. 67-53. Nashville defeats Waltonville tonight in this contest from Assembly Hall. We're going to take a 3-minute break and come back for the postgame show sponsored by Setzer Auto Body. This is Midland Trail Conference Basketball on WMIX. Welcome back to the Setzer Auto Body post-game show. Setzer Auto Body is a full-service insurance body shop pre-approved by many insurance companies. A quicker start means that the collision pros at Setzer Auto Body can get you back in the driver's seat in a hurry. Call Tim Pierce and his staff at Setzer Auto Body to get your car looking just like new. Correction on my part, that was Levi Cabot at the end that made a 3, not Levi Lampke. I was wrapping up and thinking about different things. So Levi Cabot hits the 3 at the end of the ball game to give you a final score of Nashville 67, Waltonville 53. The Spartans go down in defeat here tonight by 14. Danny Czerwinski alongside with Chris Hugo, who is feverishly figuring out the stats to my right.
He's finishing them up.
He's finishing them up.
I think trying to get it done before you had to say that because he doesn't like to still be working on them when we return to the ball
That's
game.
Quite all right. There's no problem with that. The scorekeepers across the way at the scores table, they're still working on theirs, so you're doing just fine.
Done. Hugo has team stats. Hugo has individual stats.
Let's roll. Give the stats here on the Setzer Auto Body postgame show.
Well, let's start off with the Waltonville Spartans. They finished with 53 points on the night. They had 2 in double digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 scores. They were led by Joseph Lewis. He had 17 points along with 5 rebounds. Skylar Widges had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, while Derek Ford had 4 points, 2 rebounds. Levi Cabot had 3 points. Daniel Cash had 2 points and a board. Dylan Johnson, 2 points and a rebound. I don't know if I mentioned Gavin Bassett's 5 points and 7 rebounds. Brock Wheatley, before he left the ball game, had 2 points and 2 rebounds. Of course, I can't forget Devin Lampke, 3 points, 2 boards. That's how the Waltonville Spartans got 53. Individually for the Nashville Hornets, they were led by none other than Sam Brown, who had 25 points, 5 rebounds. Brock Freese came in and came aboard in the second half on fire, 13 points, 4 rebounds. David Connor had 10 points, 1 board. Michael Wilson had 8 points, no rebounds. Devin Mashoff had 4 points, no board. And then Tyler Meyer had 3 points. Zach Reed had 2 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Ryan Raterski, my apologies, had 2 points, 3 rebounds. And then Jordan Meyer did not have any points, but he had 3 rebounds and 1 block. Team stats now for the Waltonville Spartans and the Nashville Hornets. The Spartans inside the arc were 12 of 32 for the game for 38%. They were 4 of 15 from beyond the arc for 27%, giving them an overall field goal percentage of 16 of 47 for 34%. For the Hornets, they were 15 of 34 from inside 19-9 for 44%. Hornets beyond the arc were 8 of 17 for 47%. That gave them an overall field goal percentage 23 of 51 for 45%. The Charity Stripe kind to both teams tonight. The Spartans were 17 of 22, 77%. That's good from their usual 70 to 80% range. The Hornets were 13 of 16 for 81%, while rebounds, we said earlier that the Hornets were leading, but ultimately with a late burst in the second half. The Spartans were able to overtake the Hornets in the rebounding advantage, 28-23. Spartans had 9 offensive, 19 defensive boards compared to the 7 offensive, 16 defensive boards for the Nashville Hornets. Turnover battle was as such. That's still the disadvantage fell to the Waltonville Spartans. They had 17 compared to the Hornets 13, and that is how we ended with a result of 67-53.
Well, I think in the long run, though, Chris, the grand scheme of things, that this game will help Waltonville more than it will hurt. I mean, going on the road like they are and playing in this environment and winning or going and only losing by 14 with Brock Wheatley going out with the injury. I think that'll help them as they go into the postseason.
You know what? It really will. And they're headed to a loaded regional down there at Ziegler Wells, and that feeds into a loaded sectional down there at Trico. All the Spartans can do is learn from this. This isn't a place where you come in, and if you take the loss, you go home disappointed. This is a place you come in, if you do lose, you go home. You try to go home with a fresh outlook, a positive outlook, because you just came in, you played the 1978 Class A state champions, a team with a storied tradition, a proud legacy, and sure you lost, but I'll tell you what, you're going to learn a thing or two from coming in and playing Darren Lee's Nashville Hornets.
Okay, we got time for us to pick a Crossroads Community Hospital player of the game, Chris.
That we do.
I'll give it to you.
You're going to make me choose.
I'm going to make you choose.
Because we are in the Illinois 15 corridor, well within the listening area, obviously, and well within the range of Crossroads Community Hospital. Don't want to go outside the Midland Trail, but I think you have to give it to Sam Brown, 25 points, 5 rebounds.
Pretty good performance by Sam Brown tonight, and you got to credit him. He was the reason the Hornets were able to pull away in this ball game, hitting some big shots, and the Hornets win tonight 67-53. Chris Hugo, a final thought here before we wrap it up from the Assembly Hall.
This is a good game, good shootout. The Cardinals are going home happy. The Spartans are not. That is unfortunate, but it's the Nashville Hornets. I mean, I can just say that all night long. It's a team that you've had trouble with in the past in the postseason when you have gotten together and tangled up, but I'll tell you what, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to get your revenge in the Nashville Invitational Tournament over the next few years.
Well, before we wrap it up, we want to thank all the good folks at Withers Broadcasting for allowing Chris and I to come out and do these ball games. We love doing these, and we'll do as many as we can as long as those good folks at Withers Broadcasting go out and allow us to do that. We also want to thank Brett Beam back at the studio for another outstanding job on and off, getting us on and off the air during breaks and whatnot. And for Chris Hugo, did another outstanding job tonight with me, and it has been very enjoyable. And I'm Denny Czerwinski. We're signing off from the Assembly Hall tonight in Nashville where the Hornets defeat the Waltonville Spartans 67-53. Good night, Hoops fans.
You've been listening to the Midland Trail Conference Showcase on WMIX, sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland, Cesar Auto Body, Financial Planning Consultants, Norris Trucking, Crossroads Community Hospital, Coach House Garages, and People's National Bank. Music, news, talk, and sports, AM and FM, WMIX.